Vineyard Wine Shop at 261 Fillmore Street with our special guest, Jeff Carr from Garfield Estates. And we're here to talk about some great Colorado wines from Garfield Estates.
Morning, Lisa. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for joining us.
Happy
today.
to be here. Very excited.
Yes, we're excited to have your wines. We just got his wines in, and we have a rosé, a fumé blanc, and a syrah. And they're wonderful Colorado wines, and Jeff's going to tell us about them.
Well, thanks. Well, I think a lot of shops, especially great shops like the Vineyard, are starting to recognize that there's some really terrific wines being produced here in Colorado.
Absolutely.
And that there's a lot of demand for them. I think just like other local products, whether it's meat or cheese or vegetables, people want local wines to be able to complement their meal. So we've got three of probably my favorites here. So I guess starting seasonally with the rosé. Our 2010 Vin Rosé is sort of a classic French style, very dry, very fruit forward. A lot of Americans still think of rosé as being a sweeter wine or
Exactly.
kind of white Zinfandel, and there's certainly plenty of that still out there. But I think also a lot of Americans are starting to wake up and realize that a good, crisp, refreshing rosé made in that very traditional European style is a wonderful summer wine. So this is a wine we produce each year in limited quantities. We really do target it just for kind of that summer alfresco dining season. It's usually sold out by September or so, and based on tracking right now, it will be again this year.
That's great.
It's a blend of Cabernet Franc, Syrah, and Malbec, and made in sort of a classic Syrah style. So really nice. And then the Fumé Blanc is one of our mainstays for our whites. It's a Sauvignon Blanc primarily with a little Semillon, so kind of a white Bordeaux blend. About 6 months in French oak, so it's going to have a little bit of oak to it. Again, great summer white. And then the Syrah is kind of my favorite red that we produce. Big, earthy, rich, kind of that classic rum style Syrah. And I think right now this 2008 Estate Syrah is tasting really wonderful. So.
Very nice. The other thing I love about these wines is that they're reasonably priced. Great
You bet.
wines at a great price. We're carrying the rosé for $15 a bottle, and I think it stands up to any of our French Tavels or rosés from Provence. Definitely super wonderful, high quality wine. The Fumé Blanc is $13.50. Both great food wines and summer wines especially. And then the Syrah is $22 on the shelf.
Yeah.
And they're just wonderful.
Well, I think you make a couple of really good points. One of my stalwart sort of principles in the wines that we create is that I want them to be very food friendly. To me, wine should go with food. It should complement food. It shouldn't overpower it. It shouldn't be the focus of the meal. It should be complementing the meal. And so the wines that we create are very much in that vein. They're very accessible. They're very drinkable, both now, but still have the reds, especially aging potential. But then, as you pointed out, price points matter too.
Absolutely.
Especially, we're still, probably in not a great economy, and I think people are looking for. It's not that they're looking for the cheapest wine they can buy; they want value.
Exactly.
And we really try hard to target price points where they're getting very good quality for the dollars that they're paying. So the price sort of value ratio is very good, and then adding in the fact that these are locally produced. 100% Colorado grown grapes produced in our state-of-the-art winery over in Palisade. I think that's very important to our consumers and our local economy.
Absolutely. And I think that sadly, a lot of people discount Colorado wines because in the past they weren't so good. And I feel like part of our mission here is to let people know that there's some great Colorado wines out there now, and that these are one of them. They're wonderful wines.
Well, thank you. And that's one of the messages that I really hit on, and you've heard me talk before, so this is. I do think maybe 20 years ago there was the wines produced in this state weren't great, or there was just a few that were sort of decent, but not where we needed to be. I think the last 10 years has seen a real renaissance in Colorado winemaking.
I agree.
And and certainly I appreciate that you enjoy our wines, but there are some terrific wines being made in this state.
Absolutely.
And for consumers that have not tried them or experienced them, come to a place like the Vineyard and pick up either one of ours or one of the other local wines that you carry. They're hand selected. They wouldn't be in the store if they weren't good quality at a good price. And once people start to experience that, it's an eye-opener for them. And we see that every day in our tasting room over in Palisade, as well as our tasting room in Denver. We see people who come in and their eyes are literally open when they try the wines and say, wow, these are really good quality wines and they're made right here. So I think it's improving. The last 10 years is a real sea change in the Colorado wine industry. And for consumers that haven't taken that step, now's the time to do it.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. So come on in to the Vineyard Wine Shop. We're at 261 Fillmore here in Cherry Creek North, or visit us online at vineyardwineshop.com, or visit Jeff.
You can look at the wines and read more about them on our website at www.garfieldestates.com, and then come in here and pick them up at the vineyard and enjoy
Absolutely.
them with your meal tonight or this week.
Definitely. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeff.
You bet. Glad to be
Appreciate
in
it.
here. Thanks. We're really excited to work with you.
You're welcome.